What's good, trade bros? It's your trade bro here, coming at you from the Bitcoin chart like we always do. Let's get right into it. Bitcoin hit 38,000 this week before hitting resistance and heading back down. You can see we failed the retest here, hitting the resistance at 37,500. Now we're currently heading down to 36,700. The next support is 35,700, but the biggest volume profile, as you can see, is around 34,700. Our next, would be our next support right here, somewhere in this range here, that we could be heading down to. I believe that we're cooling off after a hot week, and if the SEC doesn't hit the approval button on 12 of the ETF applications, which if you don't know, that was the catalyst that sent us higher here. That people heard that this week, ending on Friday, we could see all 12 applications approved, so it pushed us higher. So I think we're just cooling off from that. Going over to the Ethereum chart, as you can see, Ethereum is one of the only green ones we see today here. It slightly appears that ETH may be diverging from Bitcoin. This is supported by the BlackRock ETF application. If you guys don't know, BlackRock applied for a spot Ethereum application, and people think it's pretty likely that we're going to see that go through because we already have Ethereum futures ETFs. So there's no reason for them not to approve a spot Ethereum ETF if we're operating by the same rules. So why they're going to have to approve the Bitcoin ETF. This is also further strengthened by the bull cycle that generally goes, money flows into Bitcoin, then from Bitcoin to Ethereum, then from Ethereum to alts, and from alts to shit, as investors go further down the risk curve seeking further gains. So we'll keep an eye out for ETH, as if we match Bitcoin, we could get a 20 to 30% move. So we're keeping our eyes peeled. All in all, it's going to be very important to keep our eyes peeled on all of these assets, whatever you guys are trading, whatever you guys are in, because at any point news could come out and defy all sorts of trend lines or indicators. If things get approved, we'll see a big rush. So it's going to be very important to keep your finger on the pulse of everything that's happening here. Moving on to the news. This one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to read out these articles, and I'll give you my opinion as we get further down into them. Starting off, Bitcoin price consolidation signals a potential surge to 40,000. Bitcoin is correcting gains from the 38,000 zone. Bitcoin is now consolidating and might aim for more upsides above the 37,200 resistance zone. Bitcoin started a correction from the 38,000 resistance zone. The price is trading around 37,000 and the 100-hour simple moving average. There's a short-term declining channel forming with the resistance near 37,250 on the hourly chart. The pair is consolidating gains and might start a fresh increase to 38,000. As you guys can see, that didn't wind up happening. We wind up, this was from yesterday, well, last night really, is pretty recent. We were fighting that 37,200, 37,100 level, failed that, and now we're heading a little bit lower. Further down here, if Bitcoin fails to rise, this is more we're looking at here. If Bitcoin fails to rise above the 37,250 resistance zone, it could continue to move down. Immediate support on the downside is near 36,700, which as you can see right now, that's where we're at. The next major support is around 36,500, like we said before, or the 61% fib retracement level of the upward move from 35,890. If there's a move below 36,500, there's a risk of more downsides In the stated case, the price could drop towards the key support at 36,000 in the near term. Like I said before, our biggest volume profile is down around here, so we could definitely see a return to those levels, falling back through this gap. If it falls through here, like they said, around 500, I think we could realistically see falling back down to 35, 400, and that would be a good price to get to price back in. This whole thing here was a really good time to take profits. If you guys didn't, you can see we popped through and then failed. That was a good time to take profits and get out, and then take some money off the table and realign ourselves for another trade. The next article I wanted to bring your guys' attention: Bitcoin soars, record inflow, price surge, ETP volume amid a potential ETF approval. In the rapid evolving landscape of digital asset investments, the past week marked a significant milestone as inflows surged, surpassing to the $1 billion mark in a remarkable 7-week streak. Year to date, the influx of USD is 1.14 billion, now stands the third highest annual figure on record. Impressive growth in assets under management. The momentum causing this surge is reflected by a substantial 9.6 increase in the total assets under management over the last week. Notably, AUM has skyrocketed an impressive 99% since the beginning of the year, reaching a peak of $44 billion, the highest since the crypto fund setbacks in May 2022. Traders bet big on Ethereum's positive bullish run. ETP trading volume and price surge. Bitcoin exchange traded products trading volumes also caught everyone's attention, comprising a notable 19.5 of total Bitcoin trading volumes on reputable exchanges. In the past few weeks, Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency, has experienced a remarkable 32% surge in its price. The upswing follows optimistic sentiment surrounding the anticipated approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF, propelling Bitcoin to surpass the eagerly anticipated 37,000 threshold for the first time since May 2022, reaching a peak. It actually went above this peak on Friday morning. It hit 38, just above 38. Here we go. This trend, a rarity until now, indicates a heightened involvement of ETP investors in the ongoing rally, distinguishing it from the trends observed in 2020 and 2021. Bitcoin continues to dominate, with last week's inflows reaching 240 million, contributing to the year-to-date inflows of 1.08 billion. Contrastingly, the short Bitcoin experienced $7 million in outflows, signaling a prevailing positive sentiment among investors. However, Ethereum witnessed a revival of investor confidence, with its largest inflow since August 2022, $49 million in the past week. The recent turnaround in sentiment is attributed to the anticipation of a spot-based ETF listing request. We don't really care about Solana. The broader crypto market saw positives. Year-to-date flows for blockchain equity ETF are now in the positive territory, standing around 11 million. So like they said, this is the amount institutional investors are using exchange-traded products like futures, options, and stuff like that is unprecedented. And this is only going to further squeeze Bitcoin's price as we move further. We already have a supply shortage of Bitcoin in general, just the way Bitcoin is structured. The supply on exchanges is very low, as the spot when the spot ETF comes out, that's going to get squeezed even further. And then once the spot Bitcoin ETF takes that volume off and Bitcoin goes up, people are going to natively buy Bitcoin. So that's, and then take it off exchanges. So it's going to lower the amount of exchanges before, further tightening that. And then you add ETPs on top of that in the form of futures and options and margin, which is all leverage, which, as we know, creates major price swings in cryptocurrency. We're looking pretty good. And the short term right now, like we said, if we pop back over to, let's go to the Bitcoin, we're probably going to take a little bit of time off this week, especially, like I said, if we don't get what sent Bitcoin this high right here, then we're probably going to take a little bit more off the top. But like I said before, this was a great place to take profits. Now we're just eyeing up the best entry point we can. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. I hope you guys got some value out of this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you watched to the end. Thank you very much. As always, this is not financial advice, and stay safe out there, guys.